What's going on, guys? Brian Hayward here with Chris Sock, just top-aided PPG Regional. Chris, what you run today?
Good old Whitebeard. Yeah.
That's been like your favorite deck for like 2 formats now.
But I've been playing different decks actually, but as soon as I discovered Whitebeard, I'm like, damn, I should have been on this deck the whole time. I never played it with Moby Dick. You know, I never experienced how broken it was. I always played it like, you know, I played it since like set 3 and set 3.5, and you know, it still seems pretty broken, and even till now. And yeah, I think the OP4 decks that came out, it didn't seem too great. So yeah, and I wasn't too sure if I wanted to play this because I was afraid this deck might have gotten like power creep by the new cards. But you know, I played 2 winner boxes and I won them, and so I decided to play it for the regional.
Makes the most sense, absolutely. I remember you piloting this PPG online event, crushed me round 9. That was insane.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go over it.
All right, so
what you got?
We got Whitebeard, and I just play Ezo. I don't play Nami because I don't really play Straw Hats. I actually don't even play Luffy. I'll get into that later.
All right.
And most of the cards are Whitebeard. Actually, almost every card is Whitebeard, probably. Probably. I play Fossa instead of playing Chopper. Like, I think Fossa's better because it's got a counter, and Chopper can be killed easier because there's like one drop removal like Strusen and new Rebecca Dressrosa cards. So I think Fossa's better.
That makes no sense.
And against red decks, you don't want to play down your early blockers, like, because they'll just kill like Marco. So it's better to have like these cards staying in your hand. At least they're 1K. Like if you hold Chopper, like they're not counterless. I mean, they are counterless. So I think that's why I played the like more Whitebeard variant.
That makes sense, and it's searchable too if you need it.
Yeah. And I play 4 6Ks. I think I've seen like some of the list play 6, and I just decided to play 4 because you know, other than turn 2, you never want to see this. And yeah.
That makes sense because every other turn you're playing like 5s and 7s.
But I do wish I drew this more often. Turn 2. All right. I play Marco. So this is my 5 cost. I actually don't play so many events to revive this, but I think this card is just very necessary to clear, like to clear blockers. Honestly, it's not even that impressive. I was actually thinking about taking this card out for
Round 5, 10 a.m. chopper is now posted. Round 5 for the 10 a.m. chopper is now posted.
So you were thinking about taking that out?
Yeah, I was thinking about taking this out because I'm like, man, this card is not that impressive. Like, other than killing blockers, like this is basically like almost the same card, right? In this deck, I just play it because like maybe okay. So if I go first, like I actually have, I either play this or this on turn 3. Like if I were to place it, I would replace it with like a 6 drop, which is more 8Ks, and I think those are better. But I end up not replacing them because yeah, I didn't want to not be able to play anything for the early turns.
That makes sense. Now, what about a 5/7 vanilla?
Oh yeah. I just thought this was better because while against most Whitebeard like 7/6 is sort of not matters. Like like it's not that huge of a difference.
Gotcha.
And this is sort of like more scary to attack into because like you could just revive it for the event, even though I don't play that many events.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah,
And it also gives you gives your opponent the threat that maybe he does have the events in hand.
yeah, and like you probably also need this sometimes to go for game, like just to clear the small blocker, or if you have Otama, clear a bigger blocker.
That makes sense.
All right, so and then you know Marco blocker, of course. We don't need to explain this. Yeah, if there's 4, I'll play 4. And then Thatch, right? So this deck is like pretty vanilla, right? So you don't want weak units. You just want like the bigger the better, right? So that's why I wanted to replace Marco with Yasop, but eventually I didn't do it. And yeah, this is probably I think maybe like the 3rd best card in this deck. So yeah, in my opinion.
That's very impressive for vanilla to be like the 3rd best deck.
Yeah, because like this deck, it's just there's not too many big cards in my opinion. Like other than the cards I'm about to show you right now.
Yeah.
All right, so I think this is actually the best card in this deck. It's Ace, and I play 4.
Can I get a side event runner up to the front, please? A side event runner up to the front, please.
All right, so I play 4 of this, right? And the reason why I don't play Luffy, all right, is because I don't want too many counterless cards in my deck. Like this and Newgate is actually my only counterless cards other than my events. And if I were to play Luffy, and if I were to play against like yellow, I would be attacking with it early. And the way to beat yellow is you just take all your life, right? But you're giving them a target to attack. You're giving them potentially multiple targets because you're gonna play this on turn 2 and Luffy on after. And because of that, you're not gonna be taking your life with. They're not gonna be attacking your life, and you're gonna be losing cards in your hand. And since you're not taking your life, they're gonna reach like the late game, and they're probably gonna be playing big bombs. And you're actually
up to the stage, please.
You're actually gonna be burning your life with the big bombs rather than taking the life, and that kind of feels bad. So that's why I didn't want to play Luffy. But mostly because it's a counterless card. That's why I didn't want to play it.
That makes the most sense, actually.
And I really wanted to play 4 Ace.
So did you think yellow was like your hardest matchup at going into this?
No. Yellow is probably one of the easier ones. Like I think previously it was even easier. Now it's still easy, but like I remember like a couple of my opponents they went second against me, and in this tournament they went second against me. They actually opened like the god draw, like double pudding, like Sanji or any 4-cost attacker, and then Peril Sparrow 6-drop, and then Katakuri after, and then Big Mom after, and and I still won. So I think
it just didn't even matter.
Yeah, like that's pretty good draw. Like if you can't win with that, like yeah. So Whitebeard is definitely favored in that matchup. And I played the lone Newgate. All right, so
one more for the next winner box. One more for the next winner box.
All right, so because this deck can only play 1 Newgate,
Also,
like
we have a phone and lost and found. Phone and lost and found.
All right, so we can only play 1 Newgate, but because this deck can only play 1 Newgate, there's only I feel like there's only one way to play this deck now. You can't chain Newgates. You can't like stay at a high life total and chain Newgates. You can only play 1 Newgate and you're gonna start burning life again, right? So I think this deck's game plan right now, most of the time, is to just take all your life, go to 0, and you'll be saving cards in defense since you're not defending your life, and then you'll have like an abundance of cards, like enough defense just to survive on 0, and you don't need to continuously burn life every turn after you go to 0. So my deck actually plays. We'll play 16 2Ks, which is, I don't think it's very common. Yeah, I always play 16 2Ks because that's just like the strat of just to take all your life in. So you can always you can even tap out like you don't even have to hold up events.
Yeah.
So,
now, real quick with the
yeah.
Sanji, I saw you play that in your finals match or your top 8 match.
Yeah.
So what was your thinking behind that?
Okay, so normally I don't play Sanji at all. But I decided to experiment in the last game because I noticed that my opponent's deck list wasn't playing any Vista or Robin. And at the same time, I was thinking, okay, you know what? Sanji's gonna be this extra attack. Like if I'm at 1 life, and I have to burn that life at the end of my turn, I'll just use Sanji's ability. And if he decides to attack into my last life, I would be thinking, oh, I could just play Ace and use this as an attacker, just to either take out a card out of the hand because I'll just attack the cards at -3, or potentially just get rid of it altogether.
That makes sense because that's exactly what you did. You went right into that lull with that.
Yeah, but that was sort of a debatable move because if I had that at 2K in my hand, I would have been able to survive that turn. I took a risk in playing the Ace, but I think even if I had the 2K in my hand, I still would have lost, even if I would have been able to defend and live that turn because you had 2 blockers on Ford and 2 life. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, that was a really hard matchup for you right there.
Yeah. And we go to the events. So 4 guard point, the 1 rad beam, and this is like the new edition, right? It's Red Hawk 3.5.
Now, how'd you like that?
All right, so I figured I figured that the zero cost. I forgot what the card called. I think it's called Bad Banners, right? Zero cost, like you ditch a card and it becomes 3,000, right? I think some people are playing that, but I think this card is actually way better. Like you don't always have a counterless card. It doesn't always mix together. Like you won't have the counterless card, or you will have the counterless card without the zero cost. So I just thought overall this card was the best defensive event other than Guard Point and Radical Beam. Like I understand Crossfire can prevent multiple attacks, but this card could sort of prevent multiple attacks by, if your opponent's not careful, they can, with Law, they can, you can kill a small guy and they would have to leave an extra Dawn to actually play around this. So I just thought this card was better than Crossfire, and I thought this was the third best defensive event. So I played 3, didn't want to play 4 because didn't want to have like a whole bunch of events stuck in my hand I can't play.
That makes sense. That's
And
awesome.
yep, and that's the list.
Thank you so much, and congratulations again. Shout out to our sponsors, MetaMats and Dueling Guard. Thank you again so much for everything.
And I also want to shout out my New York buddies that came along with me. Even though we didn't really play test that much, but it was an awesome time. Shout out to Luxury Gaming, and yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, do you want to open up your pricing here?
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, check this out. Well, we got this. I think this is more.
These are so nice.
Yeah, let's try not to.
Here it comes.
Let's see this number. It's 6, number 6.
Wow, Luffy number 6 right here, gentlemen.
Wow, what a big hit. Congratulations again, and thank you so much for everything, Chris.
Yep. See ya.